standing over for Jack Lydon.
I love Sundays.
Only time in the week he gets a standing ovation. What a song. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea, actually. I don't stay up as late as those guys.
I wish I didn't.
They're up till 1 in the morning playing music and then they come in here. God bless you. We love you so much. Let me just turn this off for a second. We're going to need this right there. All right. Wow. Wow, wow. What if the race is over? What a great question. What do I do now? How do I look at things? What do I hold in my mind? What are my thoughts going to be if life is eternal? If everything's happening in me? What great questions. That song asked such a great question. What if the race is over? We were born victorious. Wow. We were born victorious. We're all winning. You get to win all the time. Every day. Oh, you don't like that? Do you know why you can't assimilate that information? It's because your mind is completely absorbed with meaningless thoughts. My wife told me the other day that we have the average person has over 70,000 thoughts every day. Now, catch this. 90% of them are redundant. And 80% of those redundant thoughts are negative. That's the average person. When they're asked, what are you thinking? What's going on in there? And they're asked again, in a nice way where we can write it down and observe it. 70,000 thoughts, 90% of them are redundant, 80% of those are negative. Time to change our thoughts. But what a beautiful way to do it, by just saying, what if? What if there's another way to look at it? I'm not telling you the other way to look at it, I'm saying, what if there's another way? And you get to discover that all on your own. I've been discovering some incredible stuff in my Unity Ministerial Studies and the Ordination Path. I'm going to share a little bit with you today of what we've been studying, these amazing original manuscripts of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. And I had a group helping with this. Now let's see if we can get this up here. Oh, the race is over. Okay. Cool. So, what we were looking at is something called the 12 Powers. And why nobody likes the 12 Powers is because there's 12 of them! So I'm just going to talk about 3. The original title came from a class that Charles Fillmore was giving a long time ago called Soul Awakening. Isn't it amazing? So, okay, Soul Awakening, releasing the Holy Spirit of God in man. That's what we're doing. We are releasing the Holy Spirit of God in us because it's in there. But we've got it covered over with 70,000 redundant thoughts. No wonder we can't allow it to go out because we're covering it up. The first power is faith. The way that Charles Fillmore identified the 12 powers, he went to the Bible and saw which disciples Jesus called to him first. And what did they represent? In Unity, we study the Bible metaphysically. What does it represent? What does it mean for you? So the first one was, he called Peter, which was faith. And the next one was strength. This guy, I think it was Andrew. And the next one was faith, strength. Love is almost in there. First, you have to have wisdom. You have to have discernment and judgment. I lost my slides. Okay. That's fine.
What if the slides
We're working on it.
Slides are over. And I'll never have them again. What if the clicker's broken? This is amazing stuff. I was trying to look at this picture for a minute. Where are you in your mind? Look at that. This amazing picture because you're in your mind in the universe at the same time. And something's emanating from you as you identify yourself as a body in the mind of God. And releasing the Holy Spirit of God in man. This was a presentation that we did for our class, and it was 3 other people that helped me, but I'm just going to do the first 3 ideas. Now what I want to talk about today is trusting something besides my own thinking, my own redundant and negative thinking. So what do I have to turn to? I have to turn to divine ideas. Because if universal mind is the substance of God, then what is in that? What makes up that substance? In Unity, they say what makes up the substance of God is ideas, divine ideas. So I can replace my redundant thoughts with ideas of faith. Now that's cool, because now faith is what? An idea is an experience. It's not just ideas about faith, it's the idea of faith. Faith is a recognition of the mind, my mind, in a realm beyond its present capacity to assimilate. Cool. So if I can't assimilate it, it's probably a good thing. We can view faith as substance as well as the action of mind that activates the substance. So if you don't have faith, you can't move into something new. You're going to be stuck with, this is how I believe, and I'm not going to move from there. But every cell involved within it, all that is in universal mind is in every cell of your body. One of his students asked him, do you mean to say that man is the Holy Spirit or God? He says, yes, of course. Why is that so hard to believe? Certainly, because all the Father has is given to the Son. God is Spirit, and all the Spirit is involved in our consciousness, just waiting for our recognition. And we can discern with faith the fact that every cell of the body, come on, every cell of your body has enfolded within it a great energy, a power, and an intelligence, and a substance, and everything that you imagine that is possible in a human being is in there. It's in the cells. The cells are intelligent. They will come to life. They'll do whatever you tell them to do. Tell yourselves tell yourselves, and yourselves. That was a good slip. To be what they are. To be God. To be Holy Spirit. Because the body is the visible expression of the mind. And if you're having 70,000 redundant and negative thoughts, your body's going to be an expression of that negativity. And you're going to be talking about how you're sick all the time, and how you're hurting, and you're in pain, and you've got all these conflicts, and you're confused. And your body's just going to represent what's in your mind. So we must have faith in something beyond our present capacity to assimilate it. And then, how do I assimilate it? This is very cool, because just because it's beyond my present capacity to assimilate it doesn't mean I won't get there. I will assimilate it and move to higher levels and states of consciousness. Isn't that incredible? So you will assimilate an incredible idea, but you won't stop there. The problem is that we stop. Sorry that this is so, what do you call it? Academic. But it's pretty cool stuff, because if any of you have been around Unity for a little bit, we take the idea of the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and we look at it as mind, universal mind. Then divine idea, or you, and then expression of that idea. And that also is in the earthly plane, or the relative plane. So we can learn about how to not only have faith, but be that action of faith. And then my thoughts aren't going to be so redundant anymore. I will have faith that something new is coming to me each moment. When I stand up here, I have faith that something's going to come in. Something's going to happen. I'm going to say something. I might get tripped up and go, oh, I'm off on this completely other path now. But I know, I have faith that Spirit is telling you something through me that needs to be said today. That something is happening here that will be necessary for each and every individual here. So I can I can spend days fashioning a message, but I have to have faith that when I open my mouth, the right thing will come out. I can never follow the script. Not entirely. That's why we have to make all these amazing slides. Look at this picture of the guy's head opening up. Think of yourself in a larger way than you have before. Just try that for a moment. Think of yourself in a larger way. Maybe I am something else. Maybe the Holy Spirit is in me. Quit thinking about yourself as a limited personal being. Think of yourself as Spirit, as the Holy Spirit. See how different it feels? Think of yourself as Spirit. We always think of ourselves as a separate identity, and then there's Spirit out here that we ask for. We ask to that Spirit for things. We pray to that God to help us out. What if that God is what we are? We're going to have to see ourselves in a different way. We're going to have to be strong also. We'll have patience, we'll have endurance, and we'll have continuity to our searching. That's really important. And all that we imagine, we will assimilate, we will digest, and we will incorporate into our minds and our bodies also. That's the regeneration. You just have to really have a continuity of your searching, of your mind, your meditations, of your prayers. Continuity in the thinking that whatever God is, whatever you think Spirit is, that's what you are. And so we have to have divine strength. The idea of divine strength is the Holy Spirit of God manifesting in the development of the higher principle. The higher principle, of course, is Christ, the anointed, enlightened consciousness. Strength is also stability, endurance, courage, and the release of divine potential. We had that a couple weeks ago. I did a message about releasing your divine potential. The God-man is a strong and fearless man because you are the light of the world. The Spirit of God is within every one of us. So it's a God-man, not a man of God. It's a God person, God woman. It's interesting, isn't it, how your mind changes? What if that whole thought system you had just wasn't working for you anymore? For many people, they're saying it's ridiculous to separate yourself from God. We've been teaching this since the 1890s. I was looking at these principles, these amazing ideas came from people started in the 1890s. We're just coming around to really understanding what the Fillmores had to offer. Of course, a whole spiritual movement was born out of it. So we release, this is great, we release the stored ideas and consciousness in the regeneration, and man comes into spiritual knowledge and experience. And that's where I get my strength from, spiritual knowledge and experience. We have to start with the truth that man has within him all that he will ever manifest without. Stop looking out there for it. It's within you. You're the one doing the manifesting. You're the one who's putting it out there. It's not something out there and then you go and dig it up and find it. It's not like that. The treasure is within you. And when you find it, you're manifesting it. Isn't that incredible? What a great power we have. I'm so grateful. We can step forward with that strength. Because the strength is released in the opening up in man, the great concept that he is a spiritual being. The use of all God's powers is yours. Isn't that amazing? And that stuff, those spiritual ideas, they may be way down in your subconscious mind, but they're still in there. They're still in the cells. Those cells are intelligent. Your body will heal itself if you let it. Your mind will come into harmony and in peace if you let it. If you realize you're the one determining your own experience, you're taking back your power. Don't give that power to anything or anyone out there. You're in charge. You're in charge of your mind. You're in charge of your body. You're in charge of your life. And God within you knows exactly what to do in each and every moment. That's the beauty of it. Is that something within me knows. It knows beyond a shadow of a doubt what to do. What to say and to whom. Where to go. What songs to sing. What books to read. What to eat. Put in my body. Who to love. How to pray. Each and every moment, there's something within me that knows. It's so easy. Just let all of those redundant and negative thoughts go. Let all that go and turn to divine ideas. So this is a belief that Charles Fillmore had, that strength can be released from within. And you must start with the idea that you're a spiritual being and that all of God's powers are yours. All of them. And then you can release that. It comes into the consciousness, into your experience of what you really are. I love that because all you have to do is say, what if all this is over? What if the race is really over? Just sit there. You don't have to try to answer it. Sit and experience something else. You will assimilate what that something else is in time. But do not allow yourself to think about yourself as weak or inefficient. You have all the power of God. Through our thoughts and words, we must seek the union with the great spirit of strength and always look at ourselves as the God-man. I love how Fillmore would always say the God-man, not the man of God. Judgment. Whoa. We don't like that word, judgment. Because why? We're using judgment in a negative way. Judgment is not in the divine sense. It's the ability to discern what Spirit is telling me and to follow that. It's to have wisdom. See that little rock in the picture? Judgment is actually the divine idea of wisdom. And it's the great brain. This is incredible. That is where? At the solar plexus. That's an amazing place. Right there. When you meditate, do you meditate in that? What chakra is that? What chakra is that? The third one, the solar plexus.
Power center.
Power?
Power center. The power center.
The power center. Interesting. Fillmore puts the power center in the throat. And the wisdom, he puts it, he puts the power center here. Because the spoken word manifests what's in your mind. And so this is discernment, wisdom, in unity, according to Fillmore. The great brain at the solar plexus. It knows what to do. It knows all the actions to take. It knows exactly how I should proceed in life. It knows everything. Spirit resides there in wisdom and in discernment. And in something very cool, intuition. Intuition. Remember Will Tuttle came here, he did a whole workshop on intuition. His big thing is intuition. And he cleans out his body. He's a rabid vegan. I mean, he's like radical vegan. But he actually has a heightened state of intuition that I haven't found in a whole lot of people. Because they're blocking the great brain, the solar plexus. So intuition is huge. And that's the divine idea of judgment, is that I can judge according to intuition, to spiritual ideas. God has given us, now this is the belief about wisdom, is that God has given us the idea of true knowing. I draw upon this universal mind. This all-knowing mind within is expressing through our faculty of divine judgment or wisdom. God has, meditate on that sometime. God has given us the idea of true knowing. There is no situation There's no circumstance that you don't know exactly what to do, exactly what's going on in the bigger picture. You know, you have that divine knowing, true knowing within you. And that's divine, that's the divine idea of judgment or discernment, wisdom. We need to bring wisdom into our experience. So we're going to have to do it through the application of our thoughts, our words. The inner stores of wisdom will be released when we meditate on it, when we put the thought and the word in our heart and in our mind. And that's what all spiritual practices are based on. It's getting a new idea into your mind, into your heart. Have an experience of that wisdom happening in you. Then you assimilate it. Then you know it's true. So we want to quicken our faculty of intuition, right? We want to get better at it because we've gotten really good at repeating negative thoughts. We've gotten really good at repeating them over and over again. The same thought, the same idea. There's nothing new there. We want something new. And that newness of mind comes from my intuition. It's where our creative mind comes from. It's why we love to paint and to dance and to play music and to sing and to make sand paintings. And all the beautiful things that you see in this world came from what? Somebody's intuition. Somebody is releasing the understanding and the spiritually interpreted wisdom, the judgment, the discrimination. What happens? We awaken the spiritual person in us. And that's what it's all about, is awakening that spiritual person. We release the power of these divine ideas, which are stored in our wisdom center. I love it. It's also called the seat of Solomon. Through the use of intuition. That's how we do it. So that's good. I'm only doing 3. Thank God. Everybody goes, yay! Every time we've done the 12 powers, people fall asleep and run out the door. But what I wanted to introduce you to was the Fillmore's way of thinking, because Charles and Myrtle Fillmore are the co-founders of Unity, and they had amazing revelatory experiences through the use of affirmative prayer, through the use of using their words in the mind to change themselves, to heal themselves, but to change themselves. More than just healing the body was a regeneration, a change of actually who they were. Fundamentally, they came into an experience that they are really spiritual beings. What is my life going to be like if I'm eternal? If life is eternity, what do I think now? What do I do? What do I do if this whole race is over and I'm already victorious, but I'm born innocent? I don't have any sins to atone for. I'm born victorious. Holy mackerel, thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. I've been waiting all my life to hear I'm absolutely innocent, that I'm free. I'm creating my own experience. Well, if things aren't going so well, I don't like that teaching. When things are going great, I love the idea of creating my own experience. So let's have things going great all the time. Well, that's impossible. I don't know. Is it? You're the one who's telling me. You're telling yourself. You're creating it for yourself. You're manifesting your reality. Is it impossible? No. Thank you. I like that. So now I have somebody who says, wow, it's not that we can be happy all the time. I'm going to hang out with you. There's a lot more chance that we'll have happy thoughts rather than these redundant negative thoughts, because I'm hanging out with somebody who actually believes it. It's amazing to me that I can read something like this and then go back to my old way of thinking. And it's just a habit. It's like you reset the button on the computer and you go back to Facebook. You know you should be reading that book for your class. You know you should be writing. You know you should be extending what you need to be extending in the world. And what do? You go back to the old habits. It's okay. Facebook is okay. Just advertise the events that are happening here. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome because I can see in your faces that you're ready to hear this. You're ready for something new. Aren't we ready for something different in the world? We're going to have to represent that difference. We're going to have to be the miracle that we want to see in the world. We're going to have to be the change that we want to see in the world. There's no other way because the world is a product of our minds. Everything we experience is what we're telling ourselves. It's amazing. It's an amazing power. I want to empower you to live abundant and meaningful lives. I want to be empowered myself. That's why I love these truths. That's why I love these teachings. And that's why I love you. Thanks for listening.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.